Hare Krishna, Dandava everyone, good morning, buenos dias, suprabhatam, welcome to West London, Sri Chaitanya Saraswat Math. We're having a mini festival this weekend because we have Nitai Chan Prabhu and family here, and very nice kirtan and singing the songs of Kartik in the morning and the evening, very happily together every day. So the festival is continuing. As Gurudev would say, every day is a festival in Sri Chaitanya Saraswat Math for those who want to participate. So it's true. If you want to participate, the festival is going on. Hare Krishna. So we're sort of it's already 7:30, so let's go to continue our reading. We're reading two books in the morning. We're reading Chaitanya Charitamrita a little bit and Revealed Truth of Srila Govinda Maharaj a little bit. And in the Chaitanya Charitamrita, we're right at the beginning, more or less. We're in the third chapter, actually, which is the external reasons for Mahaprabhu's appearance, which, of course, is mostly to propagate Nam Sankirtan. So, because it's the beginning of the book, Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami is first of all basically saying, well, who is this Chaitanya Mahaprabhu that I'm writing this great, big, wonderful book about, establishing his position as Swayam Bhagavan, the golden avatar. So he's using all shlokas from Srimad Bhagavatam and different Puranas and so many things, saying, this is who we're talking about. And now we've just got to Advaita Prabhu, who is non-different from the Lord. He is the Lord in an incarnation as a devotee. So he is seeing he's seeing the miserable condition of the people of the age of Kali. And we were thinking yesterday, this wasn't in Hounslow in 2020. This was in Navadvip, just before Mahaprabhu came. 500 something years ago, and already it was the misery. People were just preoccupied with, even if it was a religious thing, they were preoccupied. It was meaningless, really. It was, it had some motive behind it. It wasn't pure bhakti. So he's seeing all this, and he's feeling overwhelmed with compassion, which is the nature of the pure devotees. They want to help Jiva Doya. We were hearing yesterday from Madhusudana Maharaj and Devashish Prabhu. That's what we were talking about. Those three important things: Namaruchi, taste for the name; Jiva Doya, kindness to the living entities; and what's the other one? Vaishnav Seva, serving the Vaishnavas. These fundamental pillars of our lives. So Jiva Doya is one of those, being kind to all the Jiva souls and having real, empathy and compassion for them. So Advaita Prabhu has been feeling that, and he thinks the Lord needs to come. And then he's quoted these beautiful verses from places we're not so familiar with, from the Gautamiya Tantra and other places where the Lord says, if somebody offers me a little water and a tulsi leaf with love and devotion, my debt to them, I can't pay it. Krishna's saying this. From the pure devotee, from the affection in the heart of a real devotee, when they offer me a tulsi leaf and a little water, is so big that I'm so indebted to them that I've got nothing to give them. So I give them myself. I give them my very self. So he's quoting, Kaviraj, Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj is quoting these verses. So we're just coming to really the beginning of everything now, really. Because Advaita Prabhu is seen, who is the Lord himself in the incarnation of a devotee, is seeing the miserable condition of the people of Kali Yuga, and he's meditating what can be done, and he thinks only the Lord can sort this out, you know. And then he's quoting these, thinking of these verses, and the Lord says that if you can just try to offer him some jal and some tulsi leaf, then he will come, basically. So he's thinking this. So the verse was Sri Krishna, who is very affectionate toward his devotees, sells himself to a devotee who offers merely a tulsi leaf and a palmful of water. That was the verse from the Gautamiya Tantra. And Advaita Acharya considered the meaning of the verse in this way: not finding any way to repay the debt he owes to one who offers him a tulsi leaf and water, Lord Krishna thinks, there is no wealth in my possession that is equal to a tulsi leaf and water, coming from the devotee. Thus, the Lord liquidates the debt, shodhana, payment, by offering his own self to the devotee. Considering this, the Acharya began worshipping the Lord. So he's thinking, how can we make this happen? Okay. Ganga Jala Tulasi Manjari Anukshana Krishna Pada Padma Bhavi Kare Samapana. Thinking of the lotus feet of Sri Krishna, he constantly offered tulsi buds in water from the Ganga. Okay, Jaya Shri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda, Jaya Advaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. So we're starting from today's point. So it's begun. The worship of the Lord has begun by Advaita Acharya. Krishnara Avhana Kari Karya Hunkara, loudly. E Mate Krishnara Karaila Avatara. He appealed to Sri Krishna with loud calls, and thus made it possible for Krishna to appear. Someone during the parikram was talking about, crying for Krishna like a baby lost in the market. A small child in the market in India looks up and mother and father are not there. And the single pointed focus of that yell, that cry, there's nothing false about it or nothing else matters. Only, where is my mom? Something like that. I can't remember who was mentioning it, but it's such a sweet expression to this desperateness that we're hoping will come to us, because really it's the only thing that will save us, really, to be desperate, to realize our need. Anyway, so Sri Advaita Acharya, he's calling loudly and he's doing his offering the Ganga Jal, and that was a tease, wasn't it? The bell rang, the curtain twitched, but did not open.
I wanted to close it, but then it was closed.
It's just the Pujari Leela. Okay. So, Chaitanyera Avatari E Mukhya Hetu Bhaktara Ichaya Avatara Dhamma Setu. Good morning. Therefore, the principal reason for Sri Chaitanya's descent is this appeal by Advaita Acharya. There we go. Therefore, the principal reason for Sri Chaitanya's descent, these are the external reasons, remember, is this appeal by Advaita Acharya. So even before Nam Sankirtan and all that, this is what his devotees calling him. Krishna, Krishna, come, come. Everyone's suffering. It's a miserable world. You need to come and sort this out, the Lord, the protector of religion, Dharma Setu, appears by the desire of his devotee. So wonderful, this takes us all the way to the central, what's coming from our Guru Varga, the inconceivable position of love, and why Prema Bhakti is such a rare thing, because the supreme absolute truth, Swayam Bhagavan, comes under the control of that devotee. It's, it makes us speechless, actually, to think of it. But we've heard it from our Guru Varga. It's a real thing. It's true. So we're bowing down to those devotees. He appears by the desire of his devotee. Okay, so the next verse is from Bhagavatam, and is a prayer by Lord Brahma to Krishna for his blessings in the work of creation. Okay, so this is Krishnadas Kaviraj writing. He's been explaining about Advaita. Now he's quoting a verse from Srimad Bhagavatam. Tvang Bhakti Yoga Paribhavita Hrit Saroja Ashe Shutek Shitapato Nanunata Pungshang Yad Yadiyata Urugaya Vibhavayanti Tatad Vapur Pranayase Sadhuno Anugrahaya. Lord Brahma is saying, O my Lord, you always dwell in the vision and hearing of your pure devotees. You also live in their lotus-like hearts, which are purified by devotional service. O Lord, who is glorified by exalted prayers, you show special favor to your devotees by manifesting yourself in the eternal forms in which they welcome you. Very beautiful verse. You always live in the vision and hearing of your pure devotees and in their hearts. And then Krishnadas Kaviraj says about this verse, Eishlokera arta kahi sankshepera shara bhaktera ichaya krishnera sava avatara. The essence of the meaning to this verse is that Lord Krishna appears in all his innumerable eternal forms because of the desires of his pure devotees. Hare Krishna, it's mind-bending, really. The Ishvara Parama Krishna Satchidananda Vigraha Anadiradi Govinda Sava Karana Karanam, the cause of all causes, unlimited universes, both spiritual and material, existing, the material energy coming and going, stars being born, universe, all that is conquered by the love and devotion of the pure devotees of the Vaishnava. Okay, we're just finishing this chapter. Okay, it snuck up on us. The end of the chapter snuck up on us. But what a way to finish! Really, we're moving in the direction of deeper into the sweetness that is Chaitanya Charitamrita, the most inconceivable, wonderful scripture ever to appear in all time, all place, all circumstances. And this is why, it's this kind of substance is why you don't hear it anywhere else. It doesn't exist anywhere else, other than in this line of Mahaprabhu. Chaturtha shlokera arta haila sunishchite, avatina haila gaura prema prakashite. Thus I have surely determined the meaning of the fourth verse. So he's going back to the beginning of the previous chapter. Lord Gauranga, Lord Chaitanya, appeared as an incarnation to preach unalloyed love of Krishna. So Mahaprabhu is coming. He's coming. He's not been born yet, but he's coming. Advaita Prabhu is praying. Shri Rupa Raghunatha Padayara Asha Chaitanya Charitamrita Kahe Krishna Dasa. Praying at the lotus feet of Shri Rupa and Shri Raghunath, always desiring their mercy, I, Krishnadas, narrate Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, following in their footsteps. He's writing his book. Okay, and he's very old, and he can't see hardly, can't hardly write, but he's writing this wonderful book for the satisfaction of the devotees. He's saying, you have got to write this down. You can't, it has to be written down. Please, please, write it down. Okay, so the next chapter we'll begin tomorrow is the internal reasons for the Lord's appearance, which takes us to another whole dimension of achintya, chamatkara, stupefacente, spectaculare, inconceivable, wonderful, amazing, beautiful substance. Okay, so now we'll hop over to Navadip Dham and we'll go up the stairs to Gurudev's veranda and offer our obeisances, and we'll hear from Gurudev, Srila Bhakti Sundar Govindadev Goswami Maharaj, and we're in a chapter here that's called Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's Mood of Devotion, and Gurudev is talking about that mood, and he's using the Shikshastakam to show the first verse that we've been singing the song every day, Pita Bharana Kalibhavana. These wonderful things that come from chanting the holy name of the Lord. The mirror of the heart is cleaned. Krishna Kitana Jaya. That's what's the first one? Ch.Ch Vihari. That's the heart being clean. Klesha Nivriti. That's the kleshas, the forest fire of material being extinguished, the Bhakti Vilasa, the moon opens, all these wonderful things, Plavana Murti, the ocean of ecstasy starts to overflow. Siddha Svarupa, your real form, who you actually are, starts to come out. All the rubbish starts to go away, and you realize, I am an eternal servant of Krishna. All these wonderful things happening, but it's not happening for me. What's going on? And then he goes to this Nama Kali Bahuda Nijasava Shakti Mahaprabhu. And so Gurudev saying, it's our offenses. We have to chant, with the right feeling and mood that I want to offer myself and avoid these offenses, and not like that. So he's given us advice. And yesterday we heard this section, which is my main advice. And we can sort of guess what Gurudev is going to say. He's talking about Trinada, peace and Ichena. This is the key to everything. If we can actually live in a spirit of Trinada, peace and Ichena, then we'll be able to chant Hare Krishna. Otherwise, this mountain of ego separates us from it. So Gurudev every day was on his wall, and every day telling us this verse, and strongly telling it us and saying, because nothing else works. It's also very practical. After 80 years, and 1,000 times I'm saying, this is the only thing that works. Yeah. So it says, I'll finish that last paragraph from the previous little section, which was called My Main Advice. If there is anything I want to distribute to the Western world, it is this, which is my first and best advice. Avoid the 10 offenses to the holy name and Vaishnav aparad by practicing Mahaprabhu's formula of being humble, being tolerant, and giving honors to others. This is my preaching and my practicing life. I have received this consciousness from Srila Guru Maharaj and Srila Swami Maharaj. And I can see that it is completely necessary for everyone, everywhere. Without humility, tolerance, and giving honor to others, no one can maintain their devotional mood. And with these qualities, everyone can proceed very easily to their spiritual destiny. So that was how we finished yesterday. So the next little section is called Pure Devotion and Divine Mercy. In the first verse of his Shikshastakam, Mahaprabhu explained the relationship between Krishna, his holy name, and the jiva, soul. In his second verse, he explained how powerful Krishna and his holy name are, and also how much of an offender we are. That's the second verse. In his third verse, Trinada Pisanichena, he gave us the remedy for our offences, for our offensive condition, which can reveal to us the holy name's power and our relationship with Krishna. Then in his fourth verse, Mahaprabhu prayed, Na danam, na janam, na sundarim, kavitam va jagadisha kamaye, mama janmani janmanishvare, bhavatad bhakti ahoitaki tvaye. O Lord, I do not desire wealth, followers, beautiful women, or liberation. I pray only for your unconditional devotion to you, birth after birth. Once someone enters into practicing life by following Mahaprabhu's formula of chanting the Lord's holy name with a mood of humility, tolerance, and giving honor to others, then the only target and desire of their life becomes ahaitaki bhakti, eternal devotion free from material motivation, not a speck of dirt in it. Bless you. A practitioner does not want any of his energy to be taken by offensive activity, and he desires that his full energy be engaged in service that pleases the Lord. When a practitioner has entered into exclusive devotional life in this way, he can understand Krishna's position and see that his own position in the mundane world is an ugly, impious platform from which to serve the Lord. When a practitioner has entered into exclusive devotional life, he can understand Krishna's position and see that his own position in the mundane world is an ugly, impious platform from which to serve the Lord. To express this mood of a practitioner, Mahaprabhu prays in the next verse of his Shikshastakam, the fifth verse, Ainanda tanuja kinkaram patitam mam vishame bhavam buddho kripaya tava pada pankaja shtitaduni sadrishim vichintaya. O Lord, I am your eternal servant, but because of my misfortune I have fallen into this terrible ocean of birth and death. I pray that by your causeless mercy you will accept me as your own, and I will be connected with you like a particle of dust at your lotus feet. Mahaprabhu's prayer to Krishna means, if you give me your merciful glance, I and everything I possess will become purified and useful for your service. Stitaduli sajishim vichintaya. My existence will enter the transcendental service world, and I will be able to serve you purely there for your satisfaction. If the Lord will give even a little bit of his attention to a devotee, then the devotee will be completely purified. As the sparking light of a match can remove 100 years of darkness from a closed room, so everything can be cleaned and cleared from anyone's heart by the Lord's divine influence. And then there's a side shloka in that section that we just read from 3rd canto of Srimad Bhagavad. Madguna Shruti Matrena Mai Sava Guhashaye Manogati Avichina Yata Gangamba Shambudha Lakshanam Bhakti Yogyasya Nirgunasya Yuduritam Ahaichika Avyavahita Yabhakti Purushottame. The primary characteristic of supramundane devotion, the best devotion, is that simply by hearing of my glory, one's thoughts uninterruptedly flow towards me, the Lord who resides within the hearts of all, just as the waters of the Ganga naturally flow towards the ocean. Such pure devotion to me, the Supreme Lord, is unconditional and unobstructed, self-manifest and unalloyed. You know, we hear Guru Maharaj writing about it and talking about it in many places. The original wave is bhakti. That's the original wave of everything, is this flow of loving devotion to the sweet absolute, and how it can't be. It comes from itself. Nothing else can give it. It's its own source, and nothing can stand against it. It is unstoppable primal wave. But we have to want it. Okay, I'll read the next section because it's even shorter than that one. Then we can finish there. And it's called praying to chant without offence. Because what can we do really? You know, we've got to pray for that also. So it's praying to chant without offence. In the 6th verse of his Shikshastakam, Mahaprabhu prays, Nayanam galadashudadaya, vadanam gadgadarudaya gira, pulakir nichitam vapukada, tavanamagraine bhavishyati. O Lord, when will tears stream from my eyes, my voice falter, and the hair of my body stand on end as I call your name? These are the symptoms of a servant who purely serves the Lord and chants his holy name without offence. Mahaprabhu prays in this way to express his hankering to chant the Lord's holy name without offence. If we can purely chant the Lord's holy name, we will get his direct service and feel ecstatic joy in our life. Srimad Bhagavatam concluded, the final verse of Srimad Bhagavatam, Nama Sankirtanam Yasya Sava Papa Pranashanam Pranamo Dukkha Shamanas Tang Namami Harim Param. Gurudev just translates that as Nam Sankirtan is supreme. And the translation, I offer my obeisances unto the Supreme Lord, Hari. Chanting his name absolves all sin, and offering obeisance to him dispels all sorrow. That's the final verse where the Srimad Bhagavatam finishes and the Chaitanya Charitamrita begins. Nam Sankirtan. It's awesome. It's the last verse of Bhagavatam. Nama Sankirtanam Yasya Sava Papa Pranashanam Pranamo Dukkha. All the sadness goes away. Shamanas Tam Namami Harim Param. And then finally, but Mahaprabhu commented, Tara Madhya Sava Shrestha Nama Sankirtan Niraparade Nama Laila Paya Premadan. From Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita. Nam Sankirtan is the supreme form of Bhakti Yoga, but only if we chant the Lord's holy name without offence will Krishna Prema appear in our hearts. And tomorrow we'll carry on. The next little section is called the Holy Names Purifying Power, which is why we've been requested by our Guru to chant it, even though we know we're not chanting it. You know, we're chanting, we're going through the formality, and we're practicing. We are practicing to chant it. So tomorrow we'll hear Gurudev telling us how that sincere practice will purify us, and that we just have to continue happily and patiently and prayerfully, and to hear every day something that will give us the nourishment we need to go on with our practicing lives. That are so wonderful, actually. The process is so sweet, actually. You know, but
because if it was through the sound that we were talking about,
yes,
it would be a complete mechanical thing.
yes, exactly. It's so wonderful. I heard that again yesterday. I keep reading it. It's just wonderful. Guru Maharaj is saying that the holy name comes from the heart out, not from the tongue in. Guru Maharaj is saying it's not Shabda Brahman, the vibrational form of the holy name of the Lord, is not what you can hear. And in Prema Vivata of Jagannatha Pandit, he says the same thing. He says, what you can hear is never, says it like that, the holy name is never what you can hear. You know, because it's coming from, you know, it's transcendental and goes where it likes. And that the whole point of this is to make us a desperate, bereft, calling like a child for his mother, with a desire to give ourselves to that holy name, to that transcendental personality, to Govinda, to Mahaprabhu, to Gurudev. Then that holy divine vibration, transcendental sound vibration can come, and it's described how it plays in the heart of the pure devotees and dances on their tongues. You know, and we've seen that. You know, we've been fortunate. We can still see that when we can see, you know, the videos of Srila Prabhupada and Gurudev, and we can see this is true. This is absolutely true to the surrendered, the Sharanagata Vaishnavas. Anything can be accomplished, and they are the, you know. So they are very merciful. Jiva Doya, they're full of it, and they've come to take us there. You know, we just have to hold on tight. Hold on tight and follow their instructions. That's what we have to do. And just ride through the other things. That, you know, the mind is doing its own thing, and the whole environment is full of false promises and BS, you know. No, you don't need to do any of that. You just need to acquire and control and consume stuff and, you know, people and things. And if we do that, then our heart's hankering will be satisfied. But it's just not. It's just, we know it's not true. We've done it all 1,000,000 times, and we've spat it out 1,000,000 times. The juice is not, you know, it just evaporates. And then we go back to the stuff that we spat out and think, well, maybe this time, that thing that I spat out 1,000,000 times is going to be juicy and wonderful, and like maybe for 10 minutes it is, and then, or maybe for 10 lifetimes it is, and then again we're left going, I'm hungry, I want my food, and where's my food? Where is my heart? Where is the food of consciousness, which is this thing called Ananda? You're not going to find it in the lower things. It's only found in that divine plane, what is higher than us. And the only way it can be tasted is sort of by forgetting about it and just offering ourselves with a loving heart to that beautiful, inconceivably sweet and beautiful divine personality, and our God, you know, so many well-wishers we have, actually. So much beauty is there, and different personalities, all trying to help us. So we have to utilize our fortune. We always come back to that. Gurudev had said, so much has been given, so much mercy I've given. Maybe you've got a hole in your pocket. You have to check it, that it's running out. You know, it's there. We just have to, you know, go on with our practicing lives and tolerate, and sometimes tolerate things that Gurudev would say to tolerate the intolerable. Sometimes that we have to do, This is the highest yoga. This is Bhakti yoga. This is the greatest adventure of our lives. It's the most noble, honorable, wonderful pursuit and opportunity and path to walk down. So we're in our little baby steps, falling over all the time. We are trying to walk down that path and receiving all the encouragement and assistance from the adults in the room who can help us along that rocky path, So we're so fortunate. We just have to continue with this wonderful opportunity and that we've been given to utilize our fortune and go on happily singing the beautiful songs and honouring the wonderful prasadam and relishing the wonderful company. The process is so sweet, actually. It's not like we have to sit in a room on our knees, whacked on the back if you go forward a little bit. All this, whatever. Our practice is actually very sweet and relishable practice. Okay, anyway, so we're past 8 o'clock, so thanks for joining us, everyone online. We're happy you're there. We're happy to be with you this way and with all the devotees here in West London. And we'll see you again tomorrow, God willing. And who's going to sing us? Did you sing this morning, Krishna Lalana? Did he? I don't think you did. Okay, if you could sing, that would be great to sing Hari Haraya Nama Krishna. Haraya Nama Krishna Yadavaya Nama. Yadavaya Madhavaya Kesavaya Namaha. Gopal Govinda Ram Shri Madhusudana. Giridhari Gopinatha Madana Mohana. Chaitanya Nityananda Sri Advaita Chandra. Radha Shiva Sari Gaura Bhakta Vinda. Jaya Yukta Sanatan Bhatta Raghunatha. Jiva Gopala Bhatta Dasa Raghunatha. Jaya Gosai Tori Chana Vandana. Jaya Krishna Sati Shapurana. Jaya Gosai Jaya Muni Jaya Dasa. Samara Parare Gumara Panchadasa. Charana Sevi Bhakta Sanivasa. Janame Janame Gorare Abhishasa. Jai Gosai Radhe Radhe Gola And it was it is the disappearance day today of Srinivas, I think it's disappearance anyway, of Srinivas Acharya and Gadadhar Das and Dhananjaya Prabhu. So I completely forgot, so we can talk later today about them. So Jai to those divine personalities, Jai the deities here, Saparika Shishi Guru Gauranga, Radha Giridhari Ji Ki Jai, and Srila Bhakti Swami Govinda Deva Swami Maharaj Ki Jai, Srila Bhakti Rakshita Deva Swami Maharaj Ki Jai, Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada Ki Jai, Srila Gurunga Guru Bhag Ki Jai, Srila Chaitanya Shastra Acharya Vrinda Ki Jai, Srila Bhakti Nimala Acharya Maharaj Ki Jai, Srila Bhakti Pavan Janad Maharaj Ki Jai, Srila Bhakti Kushamashram Maharaj Ki Jai, Srila Bhakti Vijay Trivikram Maharaj Ki Jai, Srila Bhakti Bimalabadup Maharaj Ki Jai, Srila Bhakti Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai, and our own Srila Bhakti Ranjan Madhusudan Maharaj Ki Jai. Tutti devoti Ki Jai, Nantakoti Vaishnavindra Ki Jai, Gaura Premanande, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.